What's up guys, it's Robert, you're watching Gent Style, and today I'm going to do a review of this Seiko 5. So I got this watch back in January, or not January, I got this in February, and I was looking for something that was going to be a little bit more dressy, something that I could wear underneath a suit or underneath a dress shirt, but I wanted something that was going to be automatic because before then, I had never really had an automatic watch. The thing that really drew me to an automatic watch is the fact that it's got sweeping motion instead of ticking. That is something that I wanted to get because I think it looks a little bit nicer than having a watch that ticks. The official name of this Seiko 5 is the Seiko SNKL45. This is just a simple automatic movement. This Seiko is equipped with the Seiko 7S26 movement. This is a very nice automatic movement, and it has a window in the back where you can see the actual movement. Also, this watch is designed for a smaller wrist, so if you're somebody who has a really small wrist, this is going to be something for you because it's got only 36mm width to it, and this watch also has a 10.5mm case thickness. I wouldn't recommend you take this underwater because the water resistance is only 30 meters, so that's going to be just enough for splashes of water. That's not going to be able to get fully submerged in water like other watches, so definitely do not put this watch underwater, trust me. Next up, we're going to talk about the design, but before we do so, if you've enjoyed this review so far, please be sure to hit that like button, also subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you get notified whenever I put out a new video here at Gent Style. So we just covered the specs. The specs of this watch are pretty simple. You're going to get your standard Seiko movement. It's going to have a very normal size for your small wrist, and I've basically covered all the specs, but as far as the design, I have to say that I really like the look of this watch. I think the black face clashes very well with the silver on the watch. I think it looks very well, and I also like the fact that the indices match the brushed metal. I think it's a really good feature, and I think it makes this watch look very nice. I also like the smoothness around the bezel. I think that's a really good feature of this watch, and it really adds to the look. The crown is on the side. I like the positioning of it. I think it looks very good. And then for the clasp, you have a nice Seiko 5 logo on it, so it's a very nice feature. It looks very well. And I have to say the band on this watch is something that I really think is interesting. It's got a bit of a brushed metal, and then it's also got some polished along it, so it's a little bit of a contrast, but I think it works pretty well. The little lines that are on each of these brackets on here matches very well with the bezel. For under $125, I think the quality of this watch is pretty exceptional. You get a nice automatic movement, you get a very nice design and layout. And after wearing this watch for 3 months, there's really not been any sort of damage on this watch that I've noticed that is really significant. Everything is still polished pretty well, it's still brushed very well, there's no chipping. And I just think overall it's a really good piece. I also wanted to mention that there's other variations of the Seiko 5 line, as well as the Seiko SNLK series that this watch is. This watch right here is the SNLK45, but there's also a 41 and a 43. The 41 and the 43 each have separate different colors on the face. Like this one is the 45 and it has a black face. The Seiko SNLK 41 I think has a white face, and then the other one has a blue face. So if you're looking for different colors, this watch is going to have different options, but in my opinion, I think the black and white are going to be the most versatile colors. I've even seen some pictures of this watch online where the owners have taken the band off and they've inserted a leather band, and it looks just as good. If I had this black watch with the leather band, I'd do a black leather. I think that just would match perfectly. The white one, I'd do probably a brown, and then the blue one, I'm not really sure, but if you wanted to, you could wear this, take the strap off, get yourself a leather or nylon strap. It's going to be pretty good with that as well. So I wanted to go into a few different alternatives of this watch. If you feel like that the automatic is too much or you don't want to do it, you can also decide to go with the Seiko SGF 204, 206. Those are also great watches. I have here one on my wrist that I'm wearing. This one, I got it sometime last year, and this has been my go-to gold watch, but it's also, it's going to do the job, it's going to look good, and it's going to be a little bit thinner than the other watch. At the time of the video, you can get this watch for $122 on Amazon. I'll have an Amazon affiliate link in the description. Those links, when you buy from them, those help the channel, so I'd really appreciate it. And I just think this is a really good timepiece, and I wouldn't recommend this to you if I didn't like it. And I did a lot of research before I even purchased this one. There were a few other Seiko 5s that I was looking at, but this one I felt like it was going to do the job for me. So guys, that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did so, hit the like button. Also go ahead and subscribe and share. And with that being said, I'm Robert. This is Gent Style, and I'll see you in the next video.